Volunteers for Healthy Homes. What does Healthy Homes mean to you?
A new iPhone app?
Grandma always said, open the windows in the springtime.
It sounds like something for healthy kids.
Means no more coffee, no more asthma, and that'll be a big blessing to me.
This home in Falls Church, Virginia will help explain what Healthy Homes is all about. And a team of volunteers from Rebuilding Together will show how a little money, a little know-how, and a lot of hard work can make a home dramatically safer, healthier, and more energy efficient. The evidence about how our homes hurt our health is solid. Specific conditions in our homes cause specific injuries and diseases, such as asthma. Any home can hurt its occupant's health, but older homes with maintenance problems usually pose greater hazards. Health and safety hazards in our homes add hundreds of billions of dollars to national health care costs. The good news is the National Center for Healthy Housing knows what works to make homes healthier. And a new set of tools and training translates the science into simple steps to make homes healthier and safer. Our partnership with Rebuilding Together is helping teams of volunteers tackle highest-risk homes. Rebuilding Together is the leader in volunteer home repairs. Affiliates in 200 communities mobilize teams of volunteers from businesses, civic, and faith-based organizations to help 10,000 low-income homeowners at no charge. The principles of Healthy Homes are guiding this transformation, and here's what these principles look like in action. This Falls Church home was built in 1950. In 1978, a master bedroom and bath were added. Mrs. Taylor has lived here for 31 years. Her 22-year-old granddaughter lives with her. She has asthma, and so does her 2-year-old son.
Well, you go day by day trying to figure out how to breathe when your lungs feel like you can't.
2 volunteers who know the basics of healthy home repairs identified many health, safety, and energy problems common in older homes. Our Rebuilding Together volunteers made 10 repairs that transformed Mrs. Taylor's home, starting with a clogged clothes dryer vent.
The dryer is on, and in fact, we have no air whatsoever coming out of here. Fire hazard and moisture problem.
The ducting in the crawl space went from 4 inches down to 3 inches and then to PVC pipe. So our volunteers installed 4-inch metal ducting for unobstructed flow, and the louvered vent cap keeps pests out. The other big moisture problem was the lack of any ventilation in the kitchen. Cooking produces lots of moisture, grease, and with this gas stove, combustion gases.
One of the other things that we did in the home was to install a range hood with a cabinet over it and a vent line ducting that went up into this space outside the home.
The furnace posed an air quality problem. Gaps in the return ducts were drawing air from the utility room and distributing it throughout the house.
You can see all the dust that's being sucked into that gap.
We have no cover over the slot where the filter goes, and you can see from the lint how much air is bypassing the filter.
So our volunteers removed the duct tape and sealed these gaps with mastic. And we replaced the furnace filter, left Mrs. Taylor a couple extras, and we covered the filter slot to reduce air leaks. The wall-to-wall carpeting was more than 20 years old, the most likely source of asthma triggers. Carpeting collects mold, mildew, dust mites, pest allergens, pet dander. The carpeting had to go. We replaced all the carpeting on the main floor with laminate flooring. Now Mrs. Taylor has a floor that's smooth and cleanable.
When the carpets came up and the new floors were put down, that was my big relief. And the dust it collects, I knew that there was a problem when I couldn't breathe.
Pests are a health hazard themselves, and so are the chemicals we use and misuse to kill them. This home had no sign of pest inside, but rats or mice had chewed a hole in the crawlspace door and also gained access through a hole in the foundation. So our volunteers replaced the crawlspace door and sealed the foundation holes with mortar, In fact, we sealed this unvented crawl space to make it airtight to save energy heating the master bedroom. The home had many bad electrical outlets and switches, and other wiring hazards. The washing machine and sump pump ran off a single extension cord. Our volunteers corrected these electrical problems and replaced all the bad outlets and switches. Our volunteers also corrected several tripping hazards. We tuned up the ramp and added handrails. We also gave the attic stairs a handrail and anchored the plastic treads. And we reworked this hallway's subfloor to remove a 1-inch step up and step down at each end to create a level surface throughout. The attic bedroom had several energy problems. Many gaps allowed air to flow between the room and the unconditioned space, and the window air conditioners had serious air leaks. Our volunteers made these repairs and insulated and patched the hole in the attic ceiling. No wonder the master bedroom is freezing. Those other 2 4-inch PVC pipes are actually being used as heating ducts. So our volunteers replaced the PVC pipes with flexible, insulated 6-inch heating ducts. Both exterior doors were in bad shape, with lots of air leaks. The plexiglass panels beside the front door had no insulation.
We moved the door from where it was centered in this opening. We moved it over so it was underneath the lintel.
We also installed a new back door with matching lock sets for security. Materials for these 10 repairs cost $2,275. Our volunteers also made more than a dozen other repairs, for a total cost of $3,455 plus 500 hours of volunteers' time. Mrs. Taylor has a home that's much safer, healthier, and more energy efficient.
That first week he had been to the emergency room, and after the carpet was pulled up and we brought him back home after a couple of days, I've noticed his breathing is better. He doesn't have the rattles, the wheezing in his chest. He's playing more, he's more active.
The Healthy Housing Challenge is repairing high-risk homes to protect families' health. Your support can make a real difference.